Hey guys, it's Philly Free, and welcome back. I've been away for a minute, right? I know. 2020, just started like hitting me like boom, 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 one thing after another. But anyway, enough about 2020 and this pandemic and, whatever. I am finally back with a K-drama review. I feel like I hope I remember everything I need to say because I didn't do the review right away and it's just, yeah. But I promised myself today I was getting it done, so I'm doing it. I was even supposed to have a special guest for one of these reviews, and it just didn't work out. But stay tuned. I'm definitely still planning to do something like that. So we'll keep that on the back burner for now. But in any event, today's review, if you saw already from the title, I'm going to do Lie After Lie. Now, since it's been a minute, as you know, you probably know, I'm bad with names. So I'll be like having to jot them down and try to remember. But anyway, I ain't even going to try to remember these names. I'm just going to talk about the characters. And if you watched it, you know who they are. And if you didn't, hopefully you can follow along. And it'll help you want to watch the drama or whatever the case may be. So let's jump right in. Lie After Lie was good. And it was the kind of good, like, every Korean drama has its annoying moments. And I'll be like, oh, frustrated or whatever. I feel like that's just part of it. And that's part of what, even though it's a part that infuriates me, it's also part of the process and still a part of what I like about Korean dramas. So you got this woman and she like is getting out of prison, and she was like in prison for like killing her husband, but she doesn't remember doing it, and she's like, no, I'm innocent, like that's not how it went down. His mother, which is her mother-in-law, is evil. I mean, ooh, child. I mean, I know I've said this in dramas. I'd be like, no, this is probably the most evilest one I've ever seen. I feel like I've said that in a lot, but this chick was pretty evil. So long story short, you serving a prison time for a murder you didn't commit. This wasn't the mother-in-law's real son. She had him killed. She framed you for it. This man was beyond abusive. She knew. You ran away to get away from him. He found you, was kicking you behind, and in the process, it made the perfect scenario for you to be framed for murdering him. Crazy. But you got yourself you had your baby in prison because you was pregnant, which is the real reason why you left too. He was like, because basically he ain't gonna keep kicking me behind. I got this baby now. Had your baby in prison. The baby got sick. I think you could keep it for like a year or something in prison, but the baby got sick before that. The mother-in-law promised, oh my goodness, I'll take care of her. She's my bloodline. Bloodline is so important to me. Child, she was sending you pictures of some other maid's kid. Had you thinking this was your kid, you got out of prison, you could look for this kid. Oh, excuse me, something keeps feeling like it's on my lip. You looking for your kid, you go, it's the maid kid. They think you stalking. Some kind of way you find out who your kid is, but you kind of intertwine with this reporter. And this reporter was like trying to get in touch with you when your case was going on because he felt like something wasn't right. He's kind of like an investigative reporter or whatever. But now, and he got his own issues. His family is adorable. I loved his mom and his dad. His sister was a nut. We're going to talk about the sister in a second. So, but basically he's divorced now because his wife was a whole cheat. Girl, yeah. But they adopted a daughter. You figured it out. Duh, yeah. The daughter he adopted wound up being her daughter. Okay. Fast forward. She's out of prison. She finds out this is her daughter through the old secretary of the mother-in-law. And, he feels guilty and tells her whatever. And she decides, if I can't be a mother, I'm going to be a stepmother. But the little girl really likes her. But of course, it's a bond. It's a connection there. Because you're her biological mother. But in comes back the ex-wife. Why? Wait, pause. Let's just ask this question. Why is it, seriously, I want to know, these exes feel they can come back in these dramas and just take back their place? Like, what? So we're divorced, you did wrong, whether you did wrong or not, whatever the case may be, we're not together. But in this case, she did wrong, and you're coming back to claim your spot. Sweetie, that spot no longer belongs to you. I don't understand what they're drinking and what's in the water that they don't get that. But, yeah. And it's different if the mate wants you back, but he don't want no parts of you. He didn't tell his family the real reason why he divorced you, to save face for you so they wouldn't completely hate you. You going behind his back, meeting the daughter. The daughter doesn't have the greatest memory of you, because you almost killed her to go supposedly break it off with the man you was having an affair with, or whatever. Long story short, you can't come back. But I will say this. I felt bad because, the girl who was in prison or whatever, and this is her actual biological daughter, you are deceiving him. And I felt bad for that because he's already been hurt. And he didn't deserve to be hurt again. But guess what? I'm gonna just keep fast forwarding, trying to just remember the parts that I remember. But he fell for you because you really are a nice person. And it hurt him and his daughter to find out the truth about why you approached him or whatever. And it broke his parents' heart, especially his mother. But when it was all said and done, he was like, she's the one I want. Because he realized he wasn't happy, despite her reason for entering his life. She made him and his daughter happy. So, the daughter had to go through finding out that's a biological mother. I mean, it was a lot, going on. But let me just talk about this sister. Now, the sister was going behind his back and letting his ex-wife see the little girl, see the daughter. And then when she goes missing, I forget exactly how it went, but she went missing or something. And she's yeah, she went missing, but I can't remember exactly why she went missing. This is why I hate when I do a review after. But I know she was supposedly with the mother, and the mother took a phone call. Something happened, and the little girl went missing. I don't like how nobody really addressed the fact that the sister was the problem from the beginning. They skated over the fact that the sister should have been yelled at and screamed at too and dealt with, because why did you keep letting her see her against your brother's wishes? Okay, so I dealt with the sister. So now we're going to, keep going. He decides he wants to be with her, whatever. The mother-in-law gets found out, thank goodness. She in prison, but she's still saying, I didn't do anything and I'm getting it. She's just crazy. Ignore the teapot whistle in the back, because if you know, like I know, I'm still an unedited YouTuber. Maybe one day I won't be, but I ain't stopping to get that just yet. It's going to have to whistle for a second. So, long story short, but it ends on oh no, I guess I am stopping because now that's just annoying me. Okay, so I'm back. Tea is made. Note to self, don't put the teapot on when you know you're about to start a YouTube video, filming a video. Okay, point well taken. Anyway, back to the review. So, he tells his mom, this is the woman for me. And, I get that it was hard for his mom and them to accept because, she was in prison for murdering her husband. But he made it clear, she didn't do it. We gotta get her found out, whatever. So the mother-in-law of the one who framed her to go to prison, the evil mother-in-law, I'll just say that. Her new secretary, I know, somebody told me I gotta stop doing this. I'm letting it go in 2020, but it ain't 2021 yet. So in any way, her new secretary, I knew it was something up with him. I was like, what is it with him? He falls, it just was something. My gut told me it was something with him. And then it was something with this art. And then it looked like, they was laundering money some kind of way. It was just crazy. But he just always popped up at the perfect time to save her or did all her dirty work. And I get they do the dirty work, but it was something else about him. Long story short, he was crazy. But guess what the bigger story was? He was her biological son. And that's why she wanted her not biological son, stepson, whatever he was, killed. Because one, he found out, and he was a drug addict too. I mean, he was messed up. But I don't care how messed up somebody is; they don't deserve to be murdered. Okay, whatever. But in any event, so it all comes to light. He's crazy. He was the one doing her dirty work. He's actually the one who murdered the stepbrother and framed his wife, and it just was crazy. It was just crazy. But I'm all about justice being served in the end, and I'm all about how it ends. And his family came to accept the reporter who adopted the daughter, his family came to accept her. And the ex-wife, it took her a while, but it finally sunk in, I think. And she went on about her business. And she came back to Korea, because she actually left Korea. She had came back to Korea, and she was like managing or agent, whatever, for this like golfer. But the pro golfer actually liked the guy, the girl that her ex-husband was dating. But he realized that she really was into him, and because of her daughter, so he just said he would just continue to be like a younger brother to her, and you know, her daughter would be his niece. And I thought that was good, because he like stepped aside and became a bigger man or whatever, and was a bigger man about it, which was good. But yeah, you going about your business. She left brokenhearted and didn't get what she wanted, the ex-wife, and I was happy. The evil mother-in-law went to prison. I was happy. Her crazy son confessed finally to everything, but she was like, don't let him confess. He can never. But basically, she was like, she wasn't feeling it. Even being in prison, I could kind of feel like she was kind of like, I'm going to get out of here. But you know what broke her? What broke her was knowing that her son was somewhere rotting. And she couldn't see him and really help him, because he confessed and, you know, it wasn't looking good for him. And when her ex-daughter-in-law showed up at the prison for a visit and said to her, now you'll know what it's like to be in prison and miss your child and want your child and da-da-da-da. And when she said that to her in the calmest way, but when I tell you that was worse than pouring salt in the wound, that was her cross to bear for everything that she did. But guess what? Out of her going to prison didn't really break her, but that broke her. She said, now you'll know how I feel. And she was drug off screaming down the prison hallway. And let me tell you, I felt amazing watching that little heifer get what she deserved. And the ending was just good. And not because it was like, oh, let it be a perfect ending. But you know, they stayed together, you know, and now, you know, they're like the perfect little family and whatever. That part was cute. But it was that moment with that evil mother-in-law that just made the ending just like, yes. So I think I'm gonna wrap it up, because I don't think I missed anything. I kind of feel like I covered what I would have covered had I done a review right away. And now the biggest thing to tackle is my rating. But I'm definitely giving this 5 stars. At first I was like, because there were some moments like where the one who was in prison was kind of annoying me. Because I was like, girl, you can't keep following this little girl around. I understand she your real daughter, but don't nobody know that. You looking real crazy and suspicious. Like, girl, pipe down. And the fact that in the first, I feel like, no, this is an exaggeration, but I feel like in the first 10 episodes, big exaggeration here, she had on that same daggone army green looking jacket and black hat straight out of prison. It was like, can y'all change her clothes? How many episodes she gonna look like this? But anyway, I exaggerate on that one. But with all that said and done, thank you for watching. If you haven't, subscribe. Why not? I give good reviews, or at least I think so. Like, hit the notification bell, all those good things, and comment. If you watched it, tell me what you thought. Did you like my review? Did you agree with how I felt? Would you rate it the same? Whatever the case may be. I just like to have a fun interchange in the comments. So feel free to comment, like, share, all that good stuff. Until next time, guys. Bye.